Hey, what's up, everybody? Thanks so much for joining me. Today is June 15th, and it's the Ski Summit Real Estate Show. We're going to talk about the Summit MLS, everything going on in the market, or some of the stuff going on in the market, take you behind the scenes, and give you a little bit of an idea of what we're seeing as we analyze everything going on here. So we got a little bit of news, but we have also got a special guest joining us today. So we'll bring her on here in a minute. And well, there she is, Darlena.
Hi there.
Howdy, howdy. How are you?
Good, real good. Thanks.
Thanks so much for joining us today.
You're welcome.
So Darlena is with BOK Mortgage, and how long ago did you move up here?
Right after 9/11. Been here ever since.
So there was probably maybe we saw a mass migration from 9/11 like we saw here with COVID. So we saw a lot of people, didn't we, moving up here from COVID?
We sure did.
But yeah, you were one from 9/11. So 21 years up here, and came up, and you came up because basically some opportunities up here with your husband's business, and just to change lifestyle, just something different.
Yeah, when we were in Pittsburgh, we felt sort of out of sync with some of our friends. They didn't like to ski or hike, and once we moved out here, which of course we had a condo at the time, it felt like, gee, this is where we should have been all along.
Just felt right. No, awesome. And I love that your background is as a CPA. So that was what you came into here from, and that tells me attention to detail. Am I right? I mean, that's...
Yes. Well, I practiced as a CPA for 15 years before making this move. And I've always said that it's much easier to analyze tax returns than to prepare them.
So would you like more, CPA or mortgage lender?
Mortgage lender.
Awesome.
For sure.
Awesome. Yeah, definitely. It's pretty interesting business for sure. So I wanted to bring you on the show today, just to kind of go over some things that might be really helpful for folks as far as when they're looking at getting a loan, they're looking at buying a property up here. I tell folks, when you're starting to buy a property here, start with your lender. So if you're getting a loan, start with your lender, figure out, one, what you can buy, what you qualify for, and kind of get your ducks in a row, because sellers these days are definitely looking for pre-qualified lenders. Am I right?
Yes. I mean, that's, two of the top questions that you should ask when you speak with a lender. The first one is obviously, what can I afford, and how can you help me figure that out? The process is definitely detailed. We go through a full application, credit score, analyze income and assets. I mean, by the time we complete the process, we have a very good idea. And it's important for not only the borrower to feel comfortable and know what they can afford, but it's also important that they can go back to their realtors and, look at the correct properties that are, appropriately priced, so that they have a good idea. Not looking at something that they can't afford, not looking at, something much less than they can afford.
Yeah.
We often find that our borrowers can qualify for more than they think they can.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so definitely a huge time saver for everybody to start.
Well, and it's a real time saver even for us, to be honest with you. If we start early, sometimes in this market, it's things turn around quickly, very quickly. And if we already have the first few steps taken care of, then it's really quite easy to complete the process.
Yeah. No, absolutely. That just gets you set up right. Make sure you can go in there, put in an offer on a property with the confidence that you can afford it and know what you're doing. So, yeah. Are there any other questions that you would recommend that people ask their lender?
Well, as we're going through that process of, what can I afford, the pre-qualification process, I think it's also important to talk about the different loan options that are available, because if, our market typically is a little older, So they, there could be things on the market that they've not seen before, or if they're first-time home buyers, they need probably quite a bit of education. So between down payment options, specifics for, fixed versus ARMs, what's your risk aversion, what's your plan for the next 7 to 10 years, so that we can give you options that make sense for you.
What do you think about ARMs these days? I mean, I know people hear the word ARM, and I think, based on past experience, a lot of people are very adverse to doing ARMs.
I don't find that to be true. It depends on their education. It depends on us educating them. I mean, most ARMs, are fixed for a certain length of time, whether it be 5, 7, 10, even 15 years. So it really has a lot to do with what their plan is for the future, where they are in their life. And now, to be honest with you, it has more to do with, because that's the better interest rate option right now, without a prepayment penalties, which, in the way back, they had prepayment penalties on ARMs. Now they don't. So you can refinance them at any time.
Oh, would you say that's the biggest difference between ARMs in the past and ARMs now?
I do. I think so.
Okay. No, that's helpful. Any other questions that you'd recommend asking?
I think there's two with probably the most important for us as a lender to help our customers with. The next area is definitely what the nuances are of buying here in a resort community.
Yeah.
I think that people, it's hard for them to understand, because we have so many people that come from, obviously large cities. They have relationships with other banks, but choosing a local lender here is so important, because the mountain housing market is so unique compared to a single family primary residence type of market.
Yeah, I've definitely had a number of occasions, mostly earlier on in my real estate career, where trying to get through HOAs and short-term rentals, and this building's got way too many short-term rentals, or it's a condo-tel, because the lender determined, or the underwriter determined, that it's a condo-tel because there was a picture of a front desk with a bell on it on the website.
Yes. It's hard for borrowers to realize how much work we do behind the scenes for a project like a condominium. So, we review budgets and reserves and the insurance. We look at websites. Way back, we used to look at all the decks and bylaws, etc. So we don't need to do that as much anymore, but we do a lot of research to make sure that it meets the requirements that that we need to be able to lend on it.
Well, I just think back to like that. There was a Snowbridge condo that you helped me out on a while ago over in Copper, and it was like the margin between having too much commercial space and enough residential space was very tight.
It is, but it's all about doing the calculations and making sure, and sometimes it means literally, pulling up the prints, doing measurements, doing the calculations, and as long as we have the ability to find that information, we're more than willing to go through those steps to make it happen.
Well, and the fact that you had already done a loan on that building, or you'd already done the research, you already knew, and it was just so much easier. So, no, absolutely, those are the things that can really make or break a deal up here. So I think that's an excellent point. Work with a local lender. And honestly, realtors up here, if you come to the table with an offer from an out-of-state lender, realtors are just going to be a lot more hesitant to recommend that offer to their buyer.
Well, and it's not that the lender necessarily, from out of state is a bad lender. It's just that if you don't have experience in the resort community, you don't even know what questions you don't know.
Right. I don't sell a real estate in Denver because I don't know Denver's market. There's things down there that I'm not familiar with. So just specialize here. So everybody wants to know, the crystal ball. Where are rates headed this summer?
Well, yesterday the Feds did take a little break in their tightening. They paused their interest rate hike, which does tell us at least that they're reviewing and seeing the information that's changing. The inflation numbers went from 4.9 annualized down to 4. I mean, that's a big drop. And actually, it went from 9% last year to 4 now. I mean, so all of the pain that they're causing is actually working. So if we can see the same trends in the next few weeks, few months, there's a very good chance that mortgage rates will follow. Because the inflation is definitely the nemesis of mortgage rates. If we can put a halt to that increase, we're going to see rates coming down.
Yeah, no. So, okay. So once the Fed gets that under wraps a little bit, we'll see it. That's encouraging.
Average rates over the last 20 years or so have been closer to 7% where they are now. It's just that, it's easy to remember the last couple of years when they were in the 3s and 4s.
Yeah.
And even the last 10 years, I think it's been closer to like 5.5. So, if we can get rates below 6, I think people will be much more comfortable.
Yeah. A lot more doable. Absolutely. So, Chris, I'm going to throw you off here. I lied here. I'm going to throw in the question of the day.
Uh-oh. All right. I'm ready for you.
Since we're on questions. So, Darlena, if you could live in any TV show, which would it be and why?
Any TV show. I'm going to say, and it's a Netflix, it's Heartland.
Oh.
Because I like horseback riding. I like the idea of living out there in a very small community like we're used to doing with a large family.
Yeah, I'm going to change mine too. I'm going to go with Little House on the Prairie. let's just back it all up. I'm just going to go super simple. Just, I was going to go with Love Boat or Gilligan's Island or someplace warm, but I'm just going to Little House on the Prairie.
Yeah, Heartland is not warm. That's Canada, but it's beautiful.
It is pretty. That is pretty. Well, as cool and rainy as it's been here, I'm looking for a TV show with warm. What about you, Chris? What's your TV show? You always got a good one.
Oh, well, mine would be Gilligan's Island for sure. And it's because I never saw anybody like die on the show or anything crazy like that. And they always had the weirdest things happening. Plus you've got Marianne and the skipper. And, oh man, crazy people, just goofy times. I just feel like I could take that not seriously and enjoy myself,
Nice. We'll go with that. I'll take that. So awesome. Well, Darlena, thanks so much for joining us. You're welcome to stick around, chime in on our, we're going to go into some news articles, but I really appreciate your time today. And if anybody needs a good person to just chat with on getting some answers for local lending up here, I've been working with Darlena for years, and she is a wealth of knowledge.
Thank you very much.
All right. Thanks so much, Darlena. So Chris, what do we got for some local news today?
I'm having some trouble with my hotkeys. Sorry. First thing I wanted to show was Darlena's profile on here.
Oh, yes.
So people can find her with her
contact and you can, reach out to me if you need a contact for her. So, but there that is.
But this is my first news article. We got Elon Musk talking about home prices and that they are going to fall. And is the world's richest person right? I'm tired of answering that question, honestly.
Yeah.
I'll let you
It's
guys talk
obviously,
about
if
it.
you have tons of money, you have tons of knowledge,
Yeah,
right?
you're a smart guy.
Yeah. So you need dating advice there, or you just ask Elon Musk. So he's saying that because the commercial sector of real estate is in trouble, that we're going to see the residential sector follow suit. So is this true? Does he know something that we don't know? I'm having a hard time seeing that. So the commercial, everybody, this is a fallout a lot from the COVID, and this is, everybody's working from home, and so there's been a big shift, and big companies are not renewing their leases. Their biggest expenses are going to be office space and employees. So if employees are working from home, that works for everybody. Then you eliminate one of those. That, I think, is the biggest reason for the fallout in commercial real estate. Now, residential, not so much. Everybody needs a roof over their head. I think I've heard a lot of people say, well, people aren't going to be able to continue to afford their homes, and there's going to be a lot of people that are going to have to go through foreclosure. But truth is, so many people bought their houses at 3% interest rates, like we were talking about. They can afford their houses, even though they paid a lot more for them. So, I'm going to have to go with on that. That's my opinion. So, and then we got the flip side of it. We got the other side, Barbara Cochran from, so she is a mega real estate guru in New York. So she's saying that prices are going to go through the roof. And her argument on this is that we have a lot of pent up demand because interest rates went up, prices of homes were up, affordability was up, that we have a lot of pent up demand. And that once those interest rates come back down, like we were talking about with Darlena, the possibility of that, once the Fed gets inflation to a place where we can see those interest rates come down, that home prices are going to then go skyrocketing, because you're going to see all this demand that's been backed up here, like the waters of a dam behind a dam, and they'll just come flooding in with people buying. So, I think honestly there could be some truth to that. I don't think that the prices are going to skyrocket and it's going to be area specific. There are other factors that can be coming in that can, economy wise, if we go into recession, that could impact that as well, and curb some of that. So I think that, in a bubble, nothing else changing, interest rates come down, demand has been pent up and comes in, we could see those prices go up. So there is some argument for, with that in mind, for if you're on the fence, jumping in, even though you might be paying a little bit more interest rate than you want, there's down the road, there's going to be more demand and prices could definitely be going up. So, and you could refi. So anyway, I thought those were a couple pretty interesting articles. I pulled those off of the Bigger Pockets website.
Alrighty. The next thing I've got is the market. Are you going to show us some stuff on your screen?
I might, if you're lucky.
All right. Let's see if we can get those things pulled up.
Okay. So we're going to jump into a little market report here. Just take a quick look at what we've been seeing for.
I clicked the wrong button. Sorry about that.
Okay. So let's jump over to weekly stats here. Take a quick look at our market report for the past couple weeks, what we've been seeing. So here we had new listings coming on. Again, this was that May 29th, right around Labor Day weekend. We saw a bump up in new listings there. And then as of late, not quite as many. So we've seen that drop down. And then again, we saw this blip here. Last week, we definitely saw things drop down quite a bit as far as these are new contracts, things going under contract. We're only Thursday on this week, so 15 going under contract for this past week. So that's actually, decent. I think that we're going to start to see things pick up a bit. It's the weather, I think, has had a little bit of an impact. I've been talking to a lot of different agents around here lately, and they've just been saying that that their things are a little bit quieter for them right now. So people are walking around still in puffies, though. So
Poofy jackets.
could certainly have some impact on that. I did want to just jump in really quick and go over something here. I'm going to share going into this. I'll share my screen again. I was playing around. I'm going to walk you through kind of looking at the MLS here. So you can see we had about 73, and this includes Park County, Leadville, some areas around. 73 new listings and 29 pending. So we're starting to see a little bit of uptick, continuing climb. We're about 360 residential properties in Summit County. If we go into Breckenridge, I just want to look at the county here, Summit County, as far as pending properties, what we've seen in the past month for properties going under contract. So we've got about 90 properties that have gone under contract. And just a quick look, I'm going to click here on price. So to see what's going under contract price range wise. So you can see there's there's just not a lot under $500,000 that's even available. So that's going to be a big factor in there. If we go and we look at things under $1 million, we get up to, we got about, where are we? Okay. We got about 50 properties under $1 million. And then under 1.5, from $1 million to $1.5 million, we got about 17. And then if we jump up to the higher end sector, you can see that that there's over $2 million. We've only had about 9 properties out of those 90 over 2 million. A few high-end guys. The ones that this is our biggest one at almost $8 million. And this is actually one that's going to be worth a heck of a lot more, but it's unfinished construction. So this was kind of an investor opportunity as far as that high end stuff. So not a lot of real high end properties going right now. I'd say that $1.5 million and under is the big meat of the market for things going under contract. So,
all right. Are you ready for my top 5 new listings?
Yeah, bring them on.
All right. Let me go ahead and turn off this news article. So here's my first one. This is 808 Ryan Gulch Road. I'm familiar with Ryan Gulch. Looks like another condo, right?
Yeah. So this is a little 2-bedroom. And when I say little, he's not much over 500 square feet. But really nice views, nice setting. I've been in this one. They remodeled it. They got it looking good. Nice, huge deck. $459. It's quote unquote affordable. The bedrooms are really small. So you gotta be able to do that. You're not going to get a queen size bed in either one of the bedrooms in this, but the remodel's nice. The interior is great. Exterior on the building could use a little bit of work, but wilderness area is great. You've got easy access into Silverthorne there, trails around there. So that's kind of our affordable, nice little condo option for this week. There.
All right. The next one that I've got is 21700 US Highway 6.
Keystone condo. So a 3-bedroom Keystone condo.
This is a condo?
Yeah. So,
wow.
Yeah, just and I really like, it's kind of a smaller complex in this one, Lodgepole and Homestead, and it's like grassy area, quiet trees. They've got a pool there. It's a nice, really nice complex, and you're super close to Keystone Resort, so you got the skiing, very rentable, good short-term investment ski condo, and pretty good space too. So I like these ones. They've been popular in my book.
Yeah, I like this one too. I almost guessed that this was a townhouse or.
Yeah, it kind of feels, it lives like a townhouse because
Yeah.
you've got, you know, you don't have anybody above you. You kind of have that whole section. So it is a lot more like a townhouse.
I like those big vaulted seats. This is obviously on the top floor, right?
It goes all the way up to, you pretty much got the whole thing. There might be one unit below it, but yeah, you've got the top floor.
Yeah, I like the way this one's laid out. This is cool. All right, number 3. This one is 249 East Coyote Court in Silverthorne.
Single family house for under $1 million, backs up to open space. It's going to have, it's going to be on my list. There's no question about it. So you can see if you kind of scroll in there, that's, you know, right up, backing up to those wetlands. So you're going to have moose, you know, in your backyard if you like moose. If you don't like moose, you know, maybe not for you. But it's, single family home for under $1 million in a great location. And I really like this neighborhood. There's a lot of local people in this neighborhood. So you've got a lot of families and kids, and just go out the door, grab a beer on a Friday and go talk to your neighbors type of thing. So, but it needs, you know, could certainly use some updating. It's not going to be, all the modern look that you got, but man, that you can see that it's a nice location.
I like that deck. That's cool.
Yeah, just nice yard, got some space. It'll be all right.
All right, next one I've got is 645 South Park Avenue in Breckenridge.
I love the remodel on this. I just thought that they did a really good job of it. Some fun stuff. You know, you're gonna like the bunk beds they got in this one, but this is just right down slope side type property in the heart of Breckenridge. This is gonna be zone 1, so you can rent it. It's actually be a resort property, so you can rent, no rental restrictions on it. But they did a great job. There you go.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah.
4 people. Wow.
Yeah. And then you could take the blankets off those shelves and put somebody in there.
Little tiny somebodies.
But yeah, I thought that was pretty fun.
What is this here?
I don't know. It's like a little, I don't know, extra little cubby in the closet.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I'll have to go check that out. Go play on that.
Nice bathroom. Oh,
Yeah,
and there's a Murphy bed. See, I thought I had seen that.
Yeah.
Yeah, there it is.
That's a cool.
Oh, and this thing opens up for privacy. Nice.
Cool built-in Murphy bed with the barnwood. Like it a lot. They've got, good amenities in this complex. So a little older building, but they've done a great job with this remodel.
I like this a lot. This booth here.
Yeah, tons of built-in features on this. Just maximizing space.
Fun. I like this one. This is a fun place.
Oh
wow, cool. And it's got a little theater.
Yeah, the good amenities. They got the pool, the theater.
My kid would never leave this place.
Just do laps on that.
Yeah. All right. Last one. This is the most expensive one. I did them cheapest to most expensive.
All right.
This one is in Silverthorne, 127 Royal Redbird Drive. Look at this thing.
Yeah, I got to visit this one just the other day. Great looking property. They really did a nice job on it. It's a cool location. It's got nice views, quiet neighborhood, and it's I think it's like 4,000 square foot property. It is a little bit odd that it's a 2-bedroom for 4,000 square feet. I guess the owners are empty nesters, and they just wanted a 2-bedroom. But there's opportunity to wall something off and add some more sleeping space. But I thought they had cool features like these hanging bar stools, tons of stonework in here, a lot of natural materials, concrete countertops. I think that's what those were. But yeah, just tons of light throughout.
Yeah, they do look like concrete.
Yeah. No, they did a good job with it.
Man, I bet this room gets warm.
It might,
Super warm.
Yeah, but at night you just open up a window up here and it cools everything off. Rare,
Yeah.
like never have a problem.
Oh my.
Got your wine cellar.
Little theater room base. Is it like a basement?
Yeah, there's a basement down in there, and that's where you could add another bedroom in it.
And a whole safe, or what do they call them? A bug out room?
A vault.
A vault?
A bug out room.
I don't know. There was a movie that was about it recently, or not recently. It was when I was in the military, so like over a decade ago.
A bug out room.
Safe house or safe room or something like that.
That bug. They just shut you in there when you're freaking out. Is that what it was?
Yeah.
You need a timeout, Chris.
And a lobotomy. What's your problem?
You need a timeout. So yeah.
All right. That's all of our houses.
Awesome, man. Awesome. Well, thanks so much for hosting today. Benji with Benji Does. Darlena, thanks for joining us and sticking around and listening to our banter. So this has been the Ski Summit Real Estate Show. Thank you so much. We'll hope to see you next time. We'll be back on next Thursday at 2:00 Mountain Time. And in the meantime, I hope to see you in the mountains soon, and take care.